to you from my favorite spot on my living room floor. If you have seen my videos before, you'll know that I always sit here to have a chat with you guys, and I thought today I would sit down and just have a casual chat with you all. I just got off work a little bit ago, and this is a question that I've been wanting to address, and I got the idea and I was like, let's do it, let's talk about it. So before I jump into it, if you're new here, hi, my name's Adrienne. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you're not new here, welcome back. Today's question that I'm going to be answering is, do I regret becoming a PA or physician assistant? So let's just jump right into it. All right, so I want to give you guys a little bit of a background if you haven't seen my other videos. I have a video where I talked about how I left my job as a PA last year in 2021, and I got questions after that video, understandably so, and the questions I got a lot were, do you regret becoming a PA? And I wanted to address that question today because I know that a lot of people are feeling a little bit more wary about going into the healthcare system these days, and so I want to talk about it from my point of view. So let's start with first the healthcare system and how it is right now, okay? I understand what everyone is seeing, and I think social media, and I've said this in a video before as well, but the rise of social media and then the pandemic happening, I think it has brought to light the things that were already foundationally wrong with the healthcare system in America. Healthcare system in America. I don't think these are new problems that are going on, the understaffing, the overworking, the overcharting, but I do think it's been emphasized more now because of the pandemic, and a lot of the clinics and hospitals, well, I wouldn't say the hospitals, but a lot of the clinics and outpatient centers losing a lot of money during those months where everything was shut down. It has heightened the state of kind of needing to see patients, putting more workload on the providers and the healthcare staff, and then people are getting burnt out and people are leaving left and right, leaving the ratios lower and lower. I'm not saying this to scare anyone that's going into the healthcare field or thinking about it. It's more to just probably tell you what you already know, but let you know that it is true. But I think these things were already happening. So I think if you would have applied to school or gone to school and gone to the healthcare system, you know, 5 years ago, I still think that this stuff was happening. I think that it's just kind of gotten emphasized and maybe a little bit worse over the last few years. So that's another reason why this question I think is valid and people are asking this is, do you regret being a PA or do you regret going into the healthcare field? So that's the first piece of background. The second piece of background is when I left my job as a PA last year, and I still am working as one now, so I'm gonna get to that, but I was very, very burnt out last year. And I was going through burnout because of the things I just described, and I was working in family medicine and I was being overworked, to be quite honest with you. And it led to burnout, and that's where the question could have come up in my mind, do I regret this? Maybe I regret this, but it never did. So my answer to the question full out, honestly, is no, I do not regret becoming a PA, but I'm gonna elaborate. So during the time when I was really burnt out, during my first job and then the second job that just went down, it was a shit show, but I still never regretted it. But I did question it. I questioned my career a lot. I questioned if I made the right decision. I questioned if I should stay in it. I questioned if this was for me. And the thing was, I could feel, even though those questions were coming up, it didn't feel like a full-blown yes or no. Like, it didn't feel like, yes, I need to leave, or no, I shouldn't be a PA. There was still a part of me that was like, Adrienne, try again. Like, try again. Maybe there's something else out there. And so I did. And so now I am working, and I get this question a lot too, I'm working as a cosmetic medicine PA or an injector, and my quality of life is way better. And so now if you were to ask me that question again, I would say no, I do not regret becoming a PA, but, and this is gonna be full transparency with you guys, sometimes I still wonder if I'm going to be doing this forever. That's my honest thing. It's not that I don't like it. I love where I am right now. My job is the most laid back job. I love my schedule. I love my patients. I love what I'm doing. But, and this is the other thing I want to talk about, is the rise of seeing the freedom that people have for working for themselves. Let's be honest. I think that's the other piece of why people ask this question and why it's getting brought up, is because of the current state of the healthcare system And then also seeing all of these people, men, women, all over the country, starting their own businesses, doing their own things, whether it's content creation or coaching or starting an online like Etsy shop, and having these outlets and starting their own businesses and doing it online so that they can have the freedom of, you know, working from anywhere and traveling. And I'm not saying that these things are easy by any means, but what I'm saying is I'm one of those people, and I'm sure you guys are too, of seeing all of that and wondering, do you regret becoming a PA because you can see all these other people doing all these other things where they're not working crazy hours and they're not on call and they're not, you know, working a 9 to 5. And I think that's the other thing too, is that we're kind of, our generation is starting to see that maybe the 9 to 5 thing isn't necessary anymore, and we're starting to question why we're doing it. So I'm just talking about all these different factors that may lead someone to ask me, do you regret becoming a PA? And my answer when I was burnt out was no, and my answer now is no. And I want to tell you why even further now. So I talked about just now that I love what I do, I love where I am, and how I still am questioning, is this going to be my forever? Because the other thing is that I've realized is we make a decision to go into our careers when we're 18 years old, 18 to like 21 years old, right? Who knows what we want to do for the rest of our lives at 18. I can't tell you how much my interests have changed, how much I have changed from when I was 20 years old to now when I'm 29, and I'm sure I will change so much again by the time I'm 39. So it just is something that I don't put myself in the box. That's really why I say it. I don't have any plans right now to leave my career as a PA. It's more that I don't want to put myself in the box and say that because I'm in this now, I have to be in this forever. Whatever you choose to do, you don't need to do forever. We have free will, we can change it. And so that's why I say that for myself, is because I don't want to fit myself into a box of you have to do this forever if one day I become super unhappy with it, if that makes sense. So after that tangent, no, I do not regret it. And I haven't regretted it, but I did question if it was for me. And right now it's for me, and I love what I'm doing right now. I just don't necessarily feel like I need to do it forever if one day I feel like I don't want to do it anymore. But let's talk about regret really quick, shall we? I don't love the question, do you regret it? And I hear this on interviews all the time, of what's your biggest regret in life? Because I think regret is a choice, and I think that you don't need to regret anything in your life. You're choosing to regret it, because every single thing you choose in the moment, you're choosing because you think it's best for you in that moment, and it's the best you can do for yourself, whether that's becoming a PA or, you know, buying a certain house or buying a certain car and then you end up not liking it down the road. It's like, do you regret it though? Because you learned something from it, right? You learned what you don't want. So now you know more clearly what you do want. And so I think that I have no regrets in life. You know, I've made huge mistakes in my past, and I've fallen down quite a bit with things. And that doesn't mean that I regret them though, because every single time I've learned something about myself, who I am, what I want, what I like, what I don't like. And so if you're someone who's been wondering this question or asked me this or wondering this about other people, I really encourage you to kind of reframe your thinking and just know that, first of all, no matter what you choose, if you're watching this and you're a pre-PA and you're thinking about going into PA school, you can't get it wrong. Like you can't get it wrong. If it ends up not being for you, then you're gonna learn that, and there's no other way you could have learned that except to go through it. So yeah, I really don't regret anything in life, because I think everything is either an opportunity to grow or an opportunity to learn. If it's something that didn't quite go the way you wanted it to, or you end up not liking it, there doesn't need to be any such thing as regret. Regret is just you're making yourself suffer for something that happened in the past that you can no longer change. You might as well change your viewpoint and figure out what you can learn from it or how you could grow from it. And that's how I see everything. So I just wanted to say this piece about regret in this video because I felt it was very important, and it's something that I feel about everything in my life. You can choose. You can choose whether you want to regret something or not, and I don't regret anything in my life. I learn and I grow every time I go through something uncomfortable or something that I don't want. I learn what I do want, and therefore, yeah, no regrets. If you've seen that movie. Crack myself up. Anyways, so yeah, so the answer to this question is no, I do not regret becoming a PA. And yes, yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I rambled like a mother effer. I made notes, I looked at them one time, and I did not go in my flow, and it was all over the place, but hey, I feel like I got out what I needed to say, and that was it. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any other questions that you want me to answer, topics you want me to talk about, I love these sit down videos. I'm probably gonna start doing more of them again because I really enjoy them. But anyways, if you watched all the way through, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I think I already said that. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.